Yeah, that's how I've been feeling. I haven't really been getting that much sleep lately because just mind's racing and the things that you want to accomplish are just pounding your head, and then it's like, when we talk about this a lot, kind of that guilty conscience of like, well, I should be asleep right now or something. You know, it feels kind of wrong to do something that's hours that doesn't make sense. I don't know. So, but yeah, it's been a long few weeks and a long week today. I'm glad we were able to get a recording in today.
Seriously, same here. Absolutely so. Because, you know, and I think, like, just humanity deserves more time in the day, honestly. Because it's like 8 hours of sleep, 8 hours of work, 8 hours to do whatever. It's really just an awkward amount. Because usually there's just a lot you have to do in the free time of 8 hours.
Yeah. I mean,
it's like, how do you accomplish everything in that time?
You can't. That's capitalism, man. Like, trying to make you go to work and do all that stuff, you know? I mean, like, that's society telling you to got to do all these things, but I mean, yeah, how do you fit in for that extra 8 hours? You know, your family, your own time, your things you got to do, errands, you know, to eat properly, to work out properly, to tap into the passions you want, you know, all that stuff. You can't.
It's impossible. It's mighty complex. I'm like, I realize how hard it is. I'm like, you have a kid, you know, like, it's got to be another level. Like, that is tough, man. Like, I mean, it's tough to have so many things they have to cater to, and to be able to just kind of cater to everything you need for yourself also, and all of that.
Yeah, man. I mean, yeah, especially having kids involved, man. It's like, you know, if something pops up right now, I got to go. You know, that's the thing. It's like, it's not about me. It's So yeah, it's like, you know, my attention, like yesterday was another snow day, and I had like 2 or 3 things I was kind of inspired to do yesterday around the house, and I just couldn't touch one of them because he demands all of me, you know, which is, you know, it's a blessing. It is a blessing, but gosh, it wears you down sometimes. I was just destroyed last night, you know. But,
I can imagine. Yeah, the weather, when you throws off the routine and the scheduling, like, it's very sensitive. It's very exhausting, and it's like it's genuinely very tough to accomplish. You know, everything that needs to be accomplished when that happens.
Mm-hmm. So, but yeah, man, we're back, and you put on Lord of the Rings.
Lord of the Rings, Fellowship of the Ring. That's just one we talked about. I think we both kind of feel like we've grown up and like appreciated it more with age, and I think we're mutual on that. So I know, I just thought that'd be a great one to share. I'm thinking a lot about how inviting like the first hour is. Just kind of like, this feels like an ultimate dream of achieving the impossible in a lot of ways. Because all through the 20th century, it was said like it couldn't be made into this spectacle of a film, and then Peter Jackson just really transcended that idea, just really made it happen effortlessly. Personally, you have to know the characters in such a close-up way. It's very warm in the first hour in the whole film. It's very epic in scope, like just so much attention to detail in every sense of the word. Perfectly paced.
Yeah, the whole idea behind all these characters really does have a warm, soft spot because they're all really deeply connected. And they're all very, very like emotional about someone or something, you know. And it's hard, you know. It's like you really go on a journey with all of them. They all go through hell and back, you know. It's just, but yeah, it's an amazing movie, great trilogy. I've been wanting to rewatch it again. I told you on here before that I rewatched the whole trilogy, the extended editions, like 4 years ago or something like that, and it was the best viewing I've ever had. It was epic. It was just so good. This is a definitive
way to watch them, dude. Extended versions all the way. And I was kind of curious on that side. Did you ever have like times of marathoning? Did you say have you like marathon numerous parts of this trilogy?
No, I'm not really a marathon kind of guy. Yeah. I just can't do it. Maybe when I was younger. I think when I was younger, I probably did stuff like that, but not really even in the sense of marathoning Star Wars or trilogies, you know, things like that. Like, especially now these days,
it seems like an impossible dream in itself.
It's impossible for me almost. I would have to like really have, I'd have to have my own perfect like reality of kind of my things around me and my responsibilities at bay and stuff like that, where I have nothing to but myself for one day, and I can have the freedom of doing that. And it would still probably take me longer to finish it, you know, just because I like doing so many other things. But no, I'm sure I've watched like a couple things back to back, but I remember like for this one, I think it took me a few days to kind of get through all 3 of them.
Yeah, I'm the same way. Yeah, because I think I've had ambitions a lot growing up with people. Like, we're going to watch all of them, and we'll do it all at once. And it's like it would never take off the way we planned it. It's like somehow you either fall asleep early on, or like, it's
That's why I can't do those screenings that they have at like Central or like movie theaters where they're like, you know, up all night, like a 24-hour, you know, movie marathon, or like 12-hour programming. There's like 4 or 5 movies, back to back to back to back. I'm like, dude, I'd be dead. I'd be asleep.
I'd be tough going along with that. I think like not having full control of the pacing of it. That's like, that would just be a lot. That was
it's one thing
demanding.
to watch multiple movies a day. I've done that where it's like even me and Wendy will we'll watch 2 or 3 movies in a day, but we normally pace it out. We'll watch something in the early afternoon or like morning or whatever, and then like sometime in the afternoon later, and then one in the evening. So it's like, because I need that like break. I need to like kind of talk about it. I need to eat. I need to run around, do a lap, something. I need to move around, I need to do all these things.
Just go about your day.
Yeah. So then
that's the best way to take in a lot of art. I find just when you're shuffling around doing other things, and it's like, well, that's almost where the impact kind of happens in the most subtle ways. It's like that.
Yeah. So, but this is a great pick here today.
Dude, right on, bro. It seems like, and I think the consistency that's been happening with all this is just, I love movies from the 2000s era. I think especially like early 2000s has really been reading consistently, and I think this is just one of the greatest moments right here of just truly phenomenal filmmaking. So I think this is a great
it's ahead of its time in a sense.
It really is. It feels so inviting.
I mean, you look at the practical sets. I mean, or like just like when you look at them, like from the wardrobe to the sets, the imagery. It's all just like, wow, like you really did pull this off. Like movies like Harry Potter. I mean, regardless of how you feel about the whole franchise or creators and stuff, is like it's just like the Harry Potter movies are really good. I mean, they're just beautiful to look at too.
Absolutely are.
Lord of the Rings, Star Wars. These
absolutely
they're iconic. You can't deny how they're done. It seems like they're just going downhill from now though. Like
I agree.
The last 10 years, I feel like you couldn't make a movie like this how it was or those movies back then. They're just over saturated with like CGI, cheap or ways to get around things. They're not practical, and I think like the acting is not as not for everything, but like there's something that doesn't feel like it's real. It just feels like it's just a very much more of a fantasy lens to it or something like that. Like this looks like something like it's like, oh yeah, on the other side of the world this exists. It's just like the way it's done. It feels more grounded.
Dude, it really is grounded, and it's otherworldly. And I agree with you fully that it's like there is almost like a tragedy. I feel from a lot of 2000s more than ever now that a lot of this wouldn't happen now, and it's like a lot of that's been very mystifying to me in a lot of ways. And I think you just nailed a lot of it. It's like perhaps it's just like the use of practical effects have changed. It's like there's like less perfectionism going into it. It's honestly just a little bit more just all right, just throw it out there. I don't.
Yeah, we're just trying to make this iconic franchise or character happen versus like the attention to detail on a lot of this. There's so much detail in these movies, and they weren't afraid to take their time making them. I mean, like as far as like, these movies were coming out. I remember them coming out every 3 years or something like that in theaters.
They spread it out like in a way, and I think he filmed most of it about once throughout like the late 90s, and then he kind of like released it at its own kind of pacing. Just but it's original how they went about this. Yeah, it just seemed like so much, like you said, attention to detail and so much effort went into making these that it just it seems like like most fantasy kind of film movies you see that have followed from it. It's like it doesn't really feel the same in general. Like I think this is genuinely just an extremely tough thing to replicate. This is so one of it.
I'll be curious. They're making another Lord of the Rings about like I think it's a Search of Gollum or something like that. But I'm pretty sure Elijah Wood is returning.
I'd love to see that.
Maybe or Ian McKellen, one of them, or both. Or I'm pretty sure Andy Serkis is Gollum again. So it's like I'm just curious to see how that in comparison, because I even like when you watch the Hobbit trilogy compared to this. Now I haven't seen all of the Hobbit. I've seen the first one.
I'm the exact same.
I've seen the first one. I think I tried starting the second one. I just wasn't into it.
Yeah.
But
didn't have the same
even there's like again there's kind of more of a CGI look to it versus a practical look to it.
Genuinely doesn't feel the same. It doesn't feel as engaging somehow. It does feel like when you feel you don't feel that. It's almost like he set the standard so far. I think when he kind of goes back and does that, it genuinely doesn't resonate the same.
Yeah. So I don't know, man. 2000s era is very one of a kind.
It's very golden.
It's like maybe not like the best. I don't know, like almost like cozy charm to it, but there's definitely something about that kind of movie style where it's like, oh, this was just back when movies were still simple.
They were simple. It's like being and
entertaining,
without ambition, and being completely entertaining. Yeah, I think that's what I realized. Maybe more than anything, these movies just feel extraordinarily entertainingly and rewatchable in a lot of ways. And you're talking about Ian McKellen, which really segued in. That was one of the many characters I was loving in my viewing of X-Men. I'll just go and segue into that.
Got into it, man.
So I got.
I'm glad you watched it. I know you said you were wanting to watch it for the next episode.
I really wanted to because honestly, this was an implemented when I was literally like 6 or 7 years old, man. I remember having the DVD and just watching like the opening scenes, like they're like I think it was just like kind of like a concentration camp kind of thing. That's when the whole story kick starts, and I think I had an instinct telling me to wait until like I'm older until I should actually get deep into all this, even though I'd always been mystified by that in X2. So now I've watched that first movie, and I think. Firstly, it's just the directing is so good in these movies. The atmosphere is phenomenal. It actually reminds me a lot of a neo-noir aesthetic. I feel like there's a lot of noir going into it. And just like we were saying in Lord of the Rings, it felt like this movie wouldn't happen now.
Right.
I really felt that to my heart so much that I was like, it was kind of tear-inducing, honestly, in its own kind of way, like watching that.
It looks more grounded. It looks more like practical. It looks like, I don't know, it's just not overly flashy. It's just
down to earth. It's like a soap opera, like in a very perfectly inviting sort of way.
They really, really focus on the characters and their emotion behind like what they're fighting for, and for as themselves too. Like so you watched the first one,
right?
And
I'm almost fun with the second, so I've seen most of it, so I can pretty much talk about.
And you can see a common theme with Hugh Jackman Wolverine and his arc, because he is the one that's like the most. He's trying to chase his past more than anyone, and he's just like he's got demons, man. So it's like X2 really reveals a lot of that, but like it's insane. And then like in X1, like you've got the whole story with Rogue, who she's just, she's hurt, because she can't even love you, she can't touch anybody. So it's just like all these mutants have their own tragedy behind them. Yeah. And that's what's really great about the movie. It's just like you're really just kind of along for the ride with these characters, and they're going through like their own politics, their own emotional depth, and of course, like then you've got the real world against them, and then you've got Magneto and his team, and you're just like, whoa, okay, because I forgot we're all superheroes and there's a supervillains out here. It's just like, but I remember loving that movie, man, seeing in theaters, owning it. And just watching it so much. And then X2 has always been kind of the staple in the trilogy, just like Spider-Man 2, to me. Like, it
feels like almost a similar influence is happening. I think that's so cool you actually saw these in theaters at the
time. I saw them all,
dude.
man.
That's the best, dude. Wow, you were falling into everything. I don't know, that gets me so excited. I was up all night last night, man, just taking in X-Men, just taking in the mythology and all that. And how many good characters, you just mentioned all these characters. Yeah, and I think that's what it is. These were rich characters, rich and emotionally driven character arcs in a lot of ways. And I'm like, dude, I just found all of it completely entertaining and accessible this time around watching it. You like Patrick Stewart also. Xavier, that's a great character.
Iconic, man.
Man.
Professor X, and like that
Storm,
whole, and then him and there's so much history that's not like it's kind of tapped on, throughout these movies, but there's not like they're not fully explored. They're only more explored as you go throughout the series, and you just know like that Professor X and Magneto have like this friendship but adversary, like approach to themselves and their own and what their causes are. One's fighting for the cause of humanity and the other's like fuck humanity. So it's such an interesting dynamic.
It's magnificent, dude. It's magnificent, and the soap opera is just amazing. I think when I'm noticing like X2, it's just like Spider-Man 1 and 2. It's like wow, the scope is more epic. It's kind of more of a moody, kind of drawn out sort of like depiction, but all for the better. It actually enhances everything in every single way.
Stakes are like very intense.
Stakes are very high in this. Yes, absolutely. And one of my favorite additions is what's his Alan Cumming in this
Nightcrawler.
as Nightcrawler.
That opening is amazing.
That is might be my favorite Alan Cumming role. That's a huge thing.
Dude, I was obsessed with Nightcrawler from not only the show, but like when I saw him in the live action, I was like, "Whoa!" I mean, he was my favorite in the movie, and like again, like that whole movie is so epic in general, but Nightcrawler was such a great addition to the whole thing, and he's coming back for Avengers Doomsday.
That's the best. yes, that's
crazy,
dude. I didn't expect it at all. I had no idea about any of that Alan Cumming stuff and Nightcrawler at the beginning of that. So that to me, I surprised
Alan
in the best
Cumming,
way.
yeah.
No, this is like easily one of my favorite. Usually, it's like 5-star movies I've seen in a while. I mean, it's perfect, dude. It's perfect soap opera, perfect action, and just I don't know. It's like the mystification I had growing up over the decades. Like it was just warranted. I mean, watching it now, it's like I just really fully appreciated everything about all this.
Right.
I just want to keep watching it, taking the characters more and more.
Yeah.
So I think right now it's just like, wow, that was a lot. That was amazing.
Yeah,
that was like a charge about it, bro.
Yeah, you have to think. I mean, like watching it from the beginning, that's what got me hooked into. Like I was always I watched the X-Men cartoon growing up, but then when the live action came out, that's just like next level for me, So, but you're invested in the series by then. So X-Men: The Last Stand came after that, and then they did the. It was like a prequel trilogy.
Like First Class?
Yeah, it was X-Men First Class.
I think
Matthew Vaughn did that.
Yeah,
and then there's Days of Future Past, which Days of Future Past is awesome because it I want to say Bryan Singer directed that one too.
He did.
Yeah, Days of Future Past because it brings back the characters, or it brings back the whole story and everything from the original trilogy to Days of Future Past. So, and it blends the prequel trilogy into it. So then it just rewrites the whole history timeline of X-Men, like within its own movie universe, and it's insane. It's insane.
I can't wait to see that.
And then after that, they
did watch all
did.
these.
Yeah, they did X-Men Apocalypse. I think after that, which was okay. Oscar Isaac was Apocalypse in that. Great character. Like they use a lot of cool characters in it and stuff, but it's a little unevenly paced, I think, or something. But this is where you start getting into those later superhero movie years, where a lot of this is, again, they're becoming more flashier, CGI, all these things. Like, so the technicality of filmmaking changes in the scope of the storytelling. And then I think then there's one more. It's like Dark. It's like, was it Dark Phoenix or something like that? And that was just a stinker, dude. It was really bad. But yeah, then so I mean, they're coming back. All the like Hugh Jackman, or all the X-Men, like Ian McKellen and Professor X, Cyclops, like all these characters are coming back for Avengers Doomsday. And Alan Cumming is just like,
I hope they pull it off. Yeah, 'cause that's exciting.
It's gonna be epic, dude. Yeah,
I feel like there's I think the superhero it's all over the map. Like the quality of the superhero genre is in a lot of ways now. 'Cause I think like there's something about those 2000 movies, and I particularly point to X-Men and the Sam Raimi Spider-Mans. It's like there was nothing quite like that. And I feel like nothing like that's happened ever since. I think like movies like that happened, and I think like Dark Knight was like the final boss of all like that. And I think it's like the world kind of changed forever. I think the perception after the Dark Knight. I think that was so just intensely groundbreaking about that kind of formula. That that really put something in motion. But there's something about the early 2000s era about that similar formula that's like it's almost like a melodrama that feels perfectly inviting, and it just feels like it's just those movies are extremely rewatchable and extremely entertaining. And it seems like I don't know for sure.
They're like time capsules.
They're rooted. Yeah, exactly. They're extreme time capsules, very much so. Like, and they're very much. They seem like they're very rooted in the comic books as well, from what I understand. That's super cool because I know like a lot of the stories are like set usually throughout like a lot of 60s influence going into it, but it's very modernized perfectly. I don't know. I think growing up with the Spider-Man movies, I'm relating. I imagine what X-Men was like growing up with all that, and just like that's just there's a real uniquely personal foundation about it. I'm sure there was a lot of suspense value about like seeing the next movie. It's like what's the next one going to be like?
Yeah,
and
for sure.
Also, staying up all night reading just magazines, talking all that.
Oh wow, yeah. You really didn't know especially because movies weren't being made like how they were now, or how they are now, and social media and the internet wasn't like how it is now. So it's kind of just like there's this big mysterious factor of like I remember like seeing the end credits of like all these movies and being like, oh my god, there's gonna be a second one.
Yeah.
Oh my god, and then you're just like, when? And you don't hear anything about it for like a year and a half or something like that. And then all of a sudden you see like a teaser trailer for it. You're like, So it's just like these were different times, man, and they're much more like that's a good way to put it. I think after the Dark Knight, things did really change for the superhero genre. I mean, Iron Man came out in like 2008, which is the same year.
Same year.
Yeah, so
just a little bit before, and
it's Marvel's kickoff of what they are now as far as the Marvel Cinematic Universe. And Iron Man was a great. I rewatched that, and it still holds up pretty well. It's a really good movie, and it does a great job of feeling very grounded. But you can tell. Oh, they amped their stuff up as far as like making this look and feel like a comic book movie. It is flashier, but it's like in a good way. It's not like it's not overstimulating. It's very, very fun, and it's very comic book accurate. And you're just like, wow, this is real. This is a superhero movie. Like this feels like alive. Like I'm reading and seeing this come to life. And Marvel has done a great job for a lot of their career of making that feeling not too much, but like you can tell it just has to go that way to truly capture the comic book essence of like the pages and stuff.
Yeah.
But same thing with DC and Marvel and whatever else comes out these days. It's just like at some point it gets to be too much because then Marvel has put out a ton of stinkers over the last like 5-6 years especially, and it's it's just kind of quite obvious when you watch something from 2025 to 2005, or the sequels, so it's just interesting. But I did watch one superhero movie from the last time we were on here, which was Spider-Man No Way Home.
Dude,
though
I was so curious to hear your thoughts. I have so much mystique value about that series.
Yeah, man. So, and this just leads into kind of like the modern storytelling of superhero movies, but like
probably the best direction is probably within that trilogy.
Well, it's an interesting out of this new trilogy, No Way Home's the best.
Right
it's but there's no denying it's really it's kind of like a fan service. It's just almost a big team up movie. Plot doesn't really make the most sense, but you're just like, you're here for the ride, you know. But it's what Marvel's doing now is they understand that the movies that got them there from the foundation, you know, these early X-Men movies, Spider-Man movies, things like that, they were the foundation that like without them, their movies now wouldn't be possible. And that they're trying to play into the multiverse. They're like, well, everything exists, so those movies are still in canon. So that's basically what happens in No Way Home. They, you know, you have Tom Holland for these new Spider-Man movies. Tom Holland's a great Spider-Man, great actor. I like him a lot. Very fun as far as like a Peter Parker Spider-Man character goes. But No Way Home brings in the multiverse and Doctor Strange opening up, or Doctor Strange using magic, and they just kind of fuck up and end up opening these portals up. And then you start seeing Sam Raimi's trilogy come into play. You start seeing Andrew Garfield's two movies characters come into play, and then it ends up being a team up movie with Tobey Maguire, Andrew Garfield, and Tom Holland. Wow. And it has like 6 villains from between all three of their franchises essentially.
That's epic,
so it's like it's really epic. It's really, really fun. It's really good. I mean, I cried the first time I saw it in theaters, dude. Like when Tobey Maguire shows up on screen and Andrew Garfield. Like, there's so many moments because if you go back and watch those movies, there's a lot of things that they say and do and leave off on that gets answered or brought up and like closured in No Way Home, and it's epic. It's so good. It's so good. It just kind of makes you think like, all right, wow, like if I ever, you know, like there's a love letter to those old movies and stuff like that. But yeah, No Way Home is fun, man. I still really enjoy it. It's again, it just feels like a big fan service movie, but to me, it's what they needed in that, because Brand New Day is coming out, and that's hopefully going to bring Spider-Man much more to a grounded, fun level with characters we have not seen on screen before, and it's going to feel very comic book movie and stuff like that. So anytime Spider-Man movies come out, I'm down. I'm 100%, you know.
That's probably my favorite superhero, like right along with Batman, and it's just like all around. I love those movies.
Spider-Man and Batman are definitely my 2 favorites. So.
Dude, right with you, dude. I really can't wait to go through all the Tom Holland movies, and I really want to rewatch all the Spider-Verse movies.
Oh yeah,
like those have actually really left a significant impact, and I know those
Spider-Verse like
at time.
Those, I mean, that's groundbreaking animation for the Spider-Verse movies, but yeah, there's no secret that those movies are absolutely incredible. And then they've got the new one coming out, I think next year or something like that. But Tom Holland movies are good. Well, they're okay. The Homecoming and Far From Home, I really don't like Far From Home.
That's
for
the only
some
one
reason.
I've seen. That's why I haven't been too motivated to continue, although I definitely need to.
I don't know, like, I know a lot of people don't really care for it, but yeah, it's just like Jake Gyllenhaal's in it too.
Oh,
it's
yeah,
like, yeah, he's
right.
Mysterio, and it's like he's good in it, and there's some moments in it that are really good, but overall the whole movie just feels so like off and unnecessary and things like that. And I don't know, Homecoming is good. In a lot of ways, Michael Keaton's the Vulture, and
that's right.
you got Robert Downey Jr. as Iron Man in it.
Yeah.
This before like Endgame, so it's kind of just it's another team up movie. It's not really like that's the thing about these movies in the new trilogy. Spider-Man's never alone. Tobey Maguire was alone the whole time. Andrew Garfield was alone. Besides their MJ and Gwen Stacy. Like Tom Holland's trilogy is like. Okay, we got Iron Man in the first one. You've got Nick Fury in the second one, and you've got Doctor Strange in the third one. And they're all just basically getting Spider-Man to do these things, And Spider-Man's trying to figure his way out in between. So it's like the first one's okay because it's got a great cast and there's some fun moments and stuff in it. But it's just like, oh man, I just want like a Spider-Man movie who's just like, going through it on his own, and even the new one's got the Punisher and the Hulk in it, so it's kind of like, it's a lot.
That's
so
a lot to juggle.
We'll see.
Yeah, we'll see. Yeah, I mean, I'm excited to see it.
Yeah, you
can't.
Endgame. Yeah,
watch that one too.
Which one?
Endgame.
Oh yeah,
that's an insanely ensemble cast. I mean, that was like 50, 60 characters.
Oh
in
yeah,
that? That's insane. Dude.
Infinity War and Endgame were just like it's just so massive in scale. You're like, how? I mean, and the same directors, the Russo brothers, are doing Avengers: Doomsday and Secret Wars, and that's gonna.
Awesome.
From what everyone is saying and what it looks like to be, it's just going to top everything they did with Infinity War and Endgame. So
there's a shade that's still. It sounds like it's still running strong.
Oh yeah,
it's just evolved a lot.
That's what I'm saying. It's like it's just evolved.
It's different,
but there's
now.
a lot of still amazing like superhero movies. Like Guardians of the Galaxy. That's another great one.
I love that movie. I've been thinking about how much I love that movie.
The first one, I haven't seen the third one. I know 3 got pretty good reviews. The second one to me was okay, but the first one was awesome. I really love Guardians of the Galaxy. Thor Ragnarok. That's a really fun one.
I need to see that one.
Yeah.
I watched the first Thor. I never seen all the sequels. That sounds like it got better.
One and two are kind of boring in comparison, but Ragnarok is really, really good. Hulk is in it. The stakes are really high. Loki's in it. I mean, it's just like it's a very, very good, emotional and dark and fun movie. It's very fun. It's like what's his name? I can never say his name right. Takati.
I think I know who you're talking about. And I also don't.
Jojo Rabbit. Jojo Rabbit.
I know. Yeah.
Yeah. I can't say his name right. I'm not gonna try on here.
But
but yeah, he directed that. But he made the fourth one, Love and Thunder, and it sucks, dude.
Really?
It's so bad. It's so bad. It's like, what a letdown. I did not like that movie
at all.
That's too
bad. Sometimes, like you said, there's been a lot of bad ones, a lot of filler in the genre, too. It's a mixed bag all around. It sounds like
the Captain America movies are good. Civil War, Winter Soldier is probably the best one ever, dude.
I really want to see
Winter Soldier is like a great kind of political thriller. It's really, really grounded, man. It's very fun.
Right on. I need to see Black Panther.
Black Panther, I was going to say, the first Black Panther especially, it's epic, dude. Michael B. Jordan is the villain in that.
Yeah.
Good.
Dude,
so there's still a lot of good ones, man. I mean, it's just like there's so much of them now that some of them are losing its quality.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, you have to kind of shuffle around. And there's one particular I saw for the first time just recently that I was just stunned from start to finish, and that is the new Superman.
Oh, yeah.
Dude,
you said you saw it?
I saw it for the first time just earlier this week. Brother,
it's so good.
I loved every second of it.
Yeah,
dude.
me too.
That really restored my faith in Superman. I think that actually did take in a lot of what I love about X-Men Spider-Man and perfectly evolve it to now. Because it's like kind of a light, it's almost a punk rock aesthetic about it. And it's also very like lighthearted and optimistic about it. So uniquely whimsical.
It feels very hopeful.
That was hopeful,
The whole
man.
movie feels very fun and hopeful.
I felt
and like, stakes are high, but it's really, really just sided, and it's just shown in like a very like optimistic approach. Like
it's different than anything else I've seen.
Dude. That's why when we watched Fantastic Four, I think you asked me, which Fantastic Four was good.
I love
it.
It
was very, very good. That was another Marvel.
I think Superman's by far the one that stands out the most.
That's what I said. I was like,
right,
I think I like Superman just a little bit more because there's something uniquely original about it.
It's extremely original. It's perfectly paced. It's kind of got a slow pace about it. I mean, the world building is fantastic. There's a lot of great characters. Just a great cast.
And there's so many characters, but it doesn't feel like they're like thinned out. Like they're all like very well balanced in it. I just thought they did James Gunn. I was really impressed. I was kind of hating on the fact that he was gonna make the Superman movie. I was like
a little off at first.
Yeah, I mean, like I like James Gunn for the most part, but I kind of have my quarrels with him too. And I just think I was kind of like almost like ready for people not to like it and stuff.
Right.
But I was thoroughly impressed when I watched it. I was like, oh, damn, okay. I was wrong. This was really, really great. This was really good.
It's transcendental, man. And I can't get over the world building. I'm like, that is by far the best world building I've ever seen in a Superman movie. The way it's like kind of like urban chaos kind of unfolding, you could say, in every sense of the word. And just the way that the attention to detail unfolds. Just there's so many airy shots of just Superman and like floating around. I mean, it is just insanely detail-oriented. And there are so many great shots and characters and all of it.
Yeah.
And I think it's by far... I mean, I really like the first Superman movie, the early late '70s Christopher Reeves ones growing up. The first two were really good. Sequels 3 and 4, not really. But I think those were pretty good. Honestly, this blew it out of the water. I think James Gunn by far made the definitive Superman with all
Have
this.
you seen Man of Steel?
I did a long time ago, and I'm really wanting to rewatch it. I don't know.
Highly recommend a rewatch.
I don't remember much about it, honestly.
I'll tell you, man. I watched it when it first came out.
It seems interesting.
And I thought it was like good, but overall okay. I think I just wasn't ready for the impact that it gave me, man. Because
I thought it was just okay, and I can't explain it.
Yeah, I don't know. Like I wasn't like hating on it, but I was just like, I don't know. I wasn't blown away by it.
I thought it was like maybe like I don't know. It was just maybe like a weird pacing about it.
Yeah,
I remember. Our last action was just hours of raw action, basically.
Yeah, but I rewatched it kind of around the same time I rewatched a lot of these movies, like Lord of the Rings here, like a few years ago, and brother, it was incredible. It was like, wow, this is like. It was such a great story, masterful
so cool.
technical ability in it,
Zack Snyder,
as far as
he's one of the best.
Zack Snyder, dude. Then I really started appreciating his filmography. That's when I watched The Watchmen.
Dude, that is that might be my favorite one he's done. That is amazing.
Yeah, me too.
Amazing. That's why I needed a few viewings.
It's
to
up to par.
that.
It's up to par. Man of Steel is very, very much up there when it comes to like his directing. You're like, when I think of Zack Snyder films, if I had to pick a few, it'd be like Watchmen and Man of Steel for sure.
I'm gonna try to have Man of Steel rewatched for the next round.
Yeah,
I'm really intrigued to have a fresh thought on that.
It's just, I don't know. I mean, it's up to par with like the way the tone as far as like The Dark Knight goes. I think there's a realist, brutalist like way to look at it, in a sense.
Yeah.
Like, but
yeah, really, it really was onto that. That's super cool.
So yeah, I mean, I would be really curious to see how you feel about it now.
I'm really curious, dude. That's absolutely going to happen soon. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I've done a lot of Mystique value now on that.
Yeah, good movie. Michael Shannon's the villain, General Zod in it. Yeah,
that's super cool. Yeah, no, I have a lot more Mystique value on the Superman. I think now he actually is kind of one of my favorite superheroes.
Yeah,
as
he's
well.
cool.
Like,
I used to kind of think he was lame when I was young.
Sometimes you think he's cheesy. Yeah, he seems kind of cool, but he seems so simple. It's like I know Batman and like Spider-Man are really complex.
Yeah,
here it's like Superman says, all right, he's just plain old superhero.
I used to say that all the time when I was younger. I thought he was just cheesy, like he's too perfect or something.
He's too Mr. Perfect, but I was like, all right, man. I don't know. Maybe it just needs to be presented. A certain kind of
James Gunn really did a great job on presenting him as a flawed character.
It made me think he's a human flawed character.
Yeah.
I felt like it was like kind of like the light side of it in a lot of ways, and I don't know. That was something uniquely whimsical about that kind of perspective and angle on it all. That was awesome. It also made me think about Superman Returns, which Brian Singer also directed that in the mid 2000s.
I've only seen it once.
Pretty good. I don't know how it hold up now. I think I need to rewatch it too, just to have.
I want to rewatch it, because
I actually don't know.
Yeah, me too. I watched it once. I think when it came out in theaters.
Maybe it seems a little boring now. Next to like how the new one might have set the gold standard. Now Man of Steel might seem better too. In retrospect,
I'd have to see it now to see like how I feel about it, because I was kind of just like I didn't really know what to think about it. Back then.
I didn't really either. And I think I liked it, and then it kind of like wore off of me in time. Yeah. Then I was like, wow, I really kind of quit thinking.
And that's
about
an odd one now, because Kevin Spacey was in it, and Brian Singer directed it, which they ended up having very, very awful things come out about them.
Terrible. That's what's disturbing me. Man.
And it's just like, oh, I don't know if I want to watch that now, but I am curious because I'm like, because I know there's some people who really do like that movie a lot. So
yeah, they fit the Roman Polanski complex, where it's like the artist is bad, but then he got so many good people involved that it's like you almost have to give it to them in a sense. That's kind of how I start to see it. Same with like the X movies. It's like, man, but there's too many great actors that are totally cool. It's complex, dude. It's admittedly one of those complex angles, but I think in the end that's kind of the way around it for me.
For sure. Yeah. So yeah, I'd have to revisit that one eventually.
And like Usual Suspects too. That was also like a Spacey Senior collaboration. That's just weird. Yeah, that stuff's weird now.
Yeah,
so like they were doing all this. I think they were doing weird stuff before, like even the X movies. I don't know. A lot of that was.
I know. It's like I wonder. It's like did they have weird things that they were aware about with each other also?
Honestly, probably.
So it's like, I won't tell if you don't.
That's gross, dude. Fucking gross.
Gross out, man.
Gross out to the max. That's as gross as it gets right there. That's the gross dated into the 90s. It's like taking like the like the awkward shades of personality and like taking the good from it. I think that's a lot of complexities I look at. And honestly, Quentin Tarantino too. It's like personality can be very cringy, but then there's a lot of elements I love, and it's like, well, if I just focus on the good. I also think about artist Kanye West as well. A lot of elements. It's like someone was like, wow, a lot of cringy elements, but then just take the good, and it's like, wow, this is just plain old good for a guy like me. I just look at it, it's like, well, you just got to take the good from those guys. It's like, wow, they had insanely good things to offer. Then it's like they might have just been a little too far in the public persona.
Yeah, well,
about it.
I mean, like, I know what you're trying to say for sure. Like, because Kanye West, especially, it's like It's like I at this point, it's like it's like I can't forgive you for like all these hateful Nazi things you're saying. All these crazy things you're saying over the last few years. These hate Semitic ways of
seriously,
gross. Because now he's coming out and being like, I'm sorry, I'm not this anymore. I don't this.
He's lost it.
And just like, buddy, it's like, but when I think about like the original way I found Kanye West and the music that he brought out, like especially in those first 3 albums, I was like, those are
classic.
You can't deny that little time capsule right there.
You can't deny what he did there. I'm like, well, this is a little too transcendentally good.
Yeah,
it's just a little too much. Like it almost just has like there's a just right ego in the middle of it where it was overblown and chaotic for him in a lot of ways.
Yeah.
And it's like taking that. Yeah, I agree. I think his early stuff's easily my favorite. College Dropout. Like, dude, yeah, it's like it kind of was just a downward spiral. I think on a personal scope from there, and a lot. He still made great albums, but it's like you can really feel the downward spiral. I think. But like College Dropout, Late Registration, he was like a soul artist. And I'm like in a lot of ways.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's like, wow, it's just there's like kind of a just right level of confidence and ego that a creator needs to have in a lot of ways, and it's like he kind of is maybe a positive influence, and somewhere in there is a positive influence, like talking about the albums rather than like the person in a lot of ways. But like just taking what the art says, it's like, well, that's just very motivating. I don't know. Right. It's very down to earth about it. I don't know. It's very earthy to me.
Yeah, there's he left a influential trail. People inspired to be him, and people discovered him because of his ambition and what he was doing and the talent that was there,
Yeah.
and regardless of the ego, like you said, it's just like, well, the guy is cooking. The guy is
He's cooking.
He's great.
He's
man.
getting his influence across.
Yeah. So, but then life just kind of spiraled him out there. But whatever.
Yeah, as it goes, man.
That's how it goes.
As it goes, exactly. Yeah, there's a lot of madness out there, and it's like you just looking at the art, taking the merit for what it is in a lot of ways.
Yeah.
But and a lot of those are kind of complex because it's like, well, a lot of those guys could just make you see where a lot of that ego is necessary to get it out there. Where then it's just like there's a line where it's just like, man, it's a lot to take in. But I think it's just very informative to study now in a lot of ways. It just feels very educational in itself to really take in that kind of stuff now.
For sure.
Yeah, I mean, same with like Tarantino, because I think I just look at his filmography and I'm like, okay, your filmography feels so perfect, and I'm like, he just kind of just maybe throws out like randomly like dated. He just feels a little dated, just to kind of criticize things randomly, like the way he does. And it's like, I don't know, just taking in his art, it's like, Tarantino's bug is so massive. I mean, he's like the one of just maybe one of the most inviting artists ever as far as like his screenplays go, and being just rich with characterization.
Yeah, you sent like a top 5 Tarantino films last night.
Yeah, I did. That was on my mind a lot, because it's like, wow, when you just take the good at it, it's like it just kind of feels like it's 100% right for a guy like me to be influenced, to looking up to a guy like to his art and what he's doing.
Yeah, so you had number 5 was Pulp Fiction.
Yep.
Yeah, which is
that's where it all started for me.
I think that was my first Tarantino film I really watched.
Same.
Also,
I think Reservoir Dogs before, but I think Pulp Fiction is where it really invited me. I really felt it with Pulp Fiction.
Yeah.
And I was like, dude, it was before and after.
The Hateful Eight, number 4.
I'm obsessed with that movie.
I've only seen that movie once, and I don't know. It's a long movie. It felt very drawn out to me or something. Yeah,
I think it hits a lot of notes.
Really dry.
I particularly love it now because I think it feels the most realistically accessible. Like I think it almost seems very accessible to make that with such a low budget. I don't know, I guess it's just particularly influential as far as like the way
I do want to watch it again. I remember not like hating it. It was just like it didn't really click.
I get that. I could see how it's totally different than anything else he's made, and I don't know if like a lot of that drawing out is technically necessary. It's maybe one of those where I don't know if it's technically perfect, but I think it just hit all the right notes for like a personal value in a lot of ways. Like it hit cabin fever, claustrophobia for me in a lot of ways.
Okay.
Just kind of watching a bunch of characters just going insane from just being around each other all the time, kind of thing.
Yeah.
Like I love that dilemma. It's much how John Carpenter's The Thing is in a lot of ways. It's like just madness in a place for too long just drives insane. I just really love that more at the age.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had 3.
Once Upon a Time in Hollywood is number 3.
It's almost rewatchable.
Yeah, I've only watched it when it came out, but man, that was such a fun movie. That was so good.
Might be his most rewatchable movie in a way.
Yeah.
I think it's just so easy to get back into, and it's mostly just laid back and just hang out in spirit for the most part.
Yeah,
and there's like a little bit of a thriller overtone, but it's mostly just laid back.
Yeah, it is very laid back, and then there's kind of like that last act is like really kind of like they're thriller-esque to it. But I mean, Leonardo DiCaprio and Brad Pitt are awesome in it. Yeah,
seriously.
So.
That's what I also was feeling first off. I was just Leonardo DiCaprio's influence, but I'll get into that a little later.
Oh yeah,
he's hitting me a lot right now.
He's incredible, man.
Can't
deny him either.
He's the best.
Inglourious Basterds number 2. Yeah, that's
can't beat the epic scope.
Yeah, that's epic, man. I did love that one when I watched it. But I've only seen it the one time.
Yeah, I'm with you, dude. Yeah, no, I only watched it like once when I was growing up, and I loved it a lot. But I somehow didn't rewatch it again for a long. Now I rewatch it. I've seen it many times over the past few years. It's kind of better than ever now.
Yeah, I
think
need to watch
I
it now.
Better. It's just really well written. I mean, just the characters are great. It's kind of cool to see Tarantino just going through a bunch of various parts of the world to get that film. It's kind of uniquely adventurous kind of tone. And I don't know. There's almost a perfect amount of confidence living in that movie. Like kind of just somewhere in there. It's like, wow, this is like kind of just 100% a good for a guy like me to take in. It's what it feels like.
Yeah, I know that movie is.
It rocks.
Honestly, I need to watch it now.
One of the best revenge movies.
Off of the.
One of the best revenge movies. I think you'll appreciate it more than ever. That's one it's better with age. Brad Pitt's just the best in that. It's awesome. It's a great revenge movie.
Yeah, that's I do remember loving that one. And then Jackie Brown's number 1, which I can see why, man. That was I watched that for the first time last year, and I was really blown away by that one.
Yeah, because I think it's honestly his most subtle movie. I think, and that's like a shade of Tarantino. I'm like, man, I would love to just see him go back to that almost more than anything. It's like just subtle, like just kind of straightforward about the storytelling. Now, there's no like, it doesn't really feel like there's a giant ego in there in the making of it, like his other stuff kind of, which is usually a good thing. But here it's just he's just feeling kind of intimate with the characters, getting into emotionally driven arcs in a lot of ways, and a lot of intense scenarios unfolding too. Like it's just at its own masterful slow pace. Like there's so many great scenes in it, like so many great moments.
The dialogue is fantastic.
Oh,
and,
it's just the best writing.
Yeah, I mean, you just like want to spend more time in the room with these characters, like as they're talking. I mean, Samuel Jackson was a fucking weirdo.
He's kind of evil in that. Yeah, but he's like a really charismatic evil character. Which man, I'm telling you, there's a rabbit hole that's addicting about those kind of characters. Man, that's one of them right there.
And I didn't even realize when I watched it that Robert De Niro.
That's right.
Was in it. I was like, oh, and he's kind of like a.
He's kind of like he just got out of prison, just kind of like.
Kind of like a weirdo.
He's kind of weird. Yeah, he's actually very weird and all that. Yeah. The character's it's just strangely like kind of a great character because it's like I don't know. There's like I don't know. It's like he's just kind of a bum, a big time bum, and I guess the best way you can describe him.
I didn't even realize Chris Rock. Was it? Is it? No, Chris Tucker.
Chris Tucker. Chris Tucker. Yeah. There's an exchange like 10-minute montage scene was near the beginning. With him and Samuel Jackson. Man, some of the best writing I've ever seen. Dude. It's so suspenseful, dude. It's so
like,
insane.
You gotta come with me. He's like, what
the fuck are you doing to me? What the fuck are you doing? And it just gets he like basically gets him in a trunk, and it's
he's like, I'm not gonna get in the trunk, dude. Come on, man.
Come on, brother. Jackson's just a genius manipulator in that scene. You really see how well he manipulates people and just getting what he wants. And it's insane the way that paces out. And it's like you got like a lot of 70s funk kind of in the background, and then he just drives. There's a long take of him just driving out, and then basically just
goes around the corner.
Goes around the corner, and it happens there from there. Yeah, it's amazing.
Oh
dude.
Yeah, dude.
The mall atmosphere of that movie gets me big time too. I think that's some of the best pacing ever of just kind of watching this robbery unfold from numerous character perspectives. And one of my favorite parts is like just De Niro and Bridget Fonda all around. Just
who was one of the cops?
Michael Keaton. Michael Keaton and Michael Bowen, who was in Breaking Bad as well.
Okay,
who's that Nazi character in the final season?
Oh yeah,
that was Michael Bowen. He's a good guy in that. Very cool.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Michael Keaton. I was like, that whole the stakes were getting higher, and like at the end there, when she's in the mall and they're like looking for the money, all that stuff, man. It's just like, but that's a great movie. Yeah,
I love that movie, dude, so much. Yeah, no, I agree. Those kind of side characters just really stand out ultimately because it's like, they kind of just like they're the most sane ones in the whole story. Like there's a bit of sanity, but they're all I love the way it's all paced out.
Yeah,
that's an amazing movie. Just one of the kind. Just it feels like the 70s influences there. Just the subtlety is extreme, and so that's a phenomenal one.
Yeah. So good list there, man. Good list.
Man, absolutely. I got plenty more to go through. Also, let's see where to go next here. We geeked on Lord of the Rings. I also wanted to bring up Dawn of the Dead. Have you, George A. Romero in general.
Is that's the mall one?
Exactly.
I haven't seen that one.
Yeah, dude, I really recommend that one because that reminds me a lot of the movie Suspiria. And I know that was like one of the first movies I know you and I connected on being influenced by in a lot of ways. Kind of that like just I don't know like unpredictable kind of colorful horror kind of depiction you could say. Dawn of the Dead feels very colorful. And the soundtrack's very over the top in a way that's somehow just very inviting to just really good horror, like mall horror atmosphere, even with a lot of comedy elements in it too. But somehow it never gets too cheesy or anything about its comedy elements. It just kind of feels like it just flows, and it just really feels like it's entertaining to take in.
Yeah,
I really recommend the 70s.
I want to watch that one. I've always heard that was like an iconic one in his filmography.
It's extremely iconic, dude. Yeah, no, the characters are just amazing in it. Again, it's just like I think the mall atmosphere just feels particularly resonating with age. It really gets the mall aesthetic down perfect. It's just it feels like a big game of hide and seek with like just these monsters and everyone's hiding out, laying low. And I know Zack Snyder did a remake of that in the mid 2000s. So have you seen that?
No, didn't Snyder?
Yeah, Snyder did that. Yeah. I always thought it was just okay. I never clicked with me the same way, but I am interested to rewatch that now that I'm taking in. We're talking about Snyder.
I'd like to watch it now because I haven't, just because I'm more familiar with his work and stuff like that now. But I watched one zombie movie. Was it Day of the Dead?
We talked about that.
Under the Underground.
That was the one you did.
Yeah, I watched that a few months ago, and man, I love that.
I need to rewatch.
It was
so
interesting.
Good. Yeah, it's the same similar atmosphere. It sounds like
very claustrophobic. They're like underground paranoials, coming in. The villain in that, like the general, the military guy that's like leading the pack down there. He is just mean. He's a great villain, dude. He's just like so mean, and there's like a. Yeah, man, I really, really love the characters in that and like what they were doing, and then like the gore and special effects were so good, dude. The blood, the practical effects, man, everything. Like it was very, very, very fun. I thoroughly enjoyed that one.
Dude, that's so cool. I absolutely need a rewatch over here because that's what I remember the least of the ones I've seen. I really remember and Night of the Living Dead. That was the one in the late 60s, the original, the first one. That one still holds up great.
It does.
Yeah,
it does.
A great horror
It's
movie.
a good, like, even just having it on the background kind of aesthetic.
It really is. There's a simplicity about the way it's all presented. It's like just a graveyard, just watching zombies go out, and it just kind of turns into this just kind of like horror movie from there.
Yeah.
I think it was very influenced by Psycho even. Like you can kind of tell in a lot of ways in the directing.
Yeah, they had the first time I saw that was when I was in college. They had a special screening of that one night in the amphitheater or something like that, ETSU, and so I saw it in kind of a theater setting. I was blown away. I was like, wow, this is, because that was also when I was starting to take film classes and stuff like that, so it was part of one of those events. And now it's definitely, it's always been a favorite of mine just to even revisit from time to time or have it on in the background.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. That is a great movie to have on the background. I agree with that. That'd probably be a good one to have. I love those. Yeah, those are all great ones I want to rewatch. Then Anatomy of a Murder. I went back and rewatched that. Brother, I'm blown away by that whole movie. That was extraordinary.
I was pretty blown away by that one too, man.
Extraordinary court drama. It was like kind of like the opposite of like what 12 Angry Men is, like a minimalist simplicity. This almost feels like it's a maximalist kind of.
Very ambitious in a sense, but ambitious. The story is very intense. A lot going on, details going on, but
it's intense.
Yeah, James Stewart, man.
James Stewart, that's what led me
iconic,
into it.
Dude.
Yeah, that led me into it. That's one of those best characters right there.
What I really enjoyed was the music fact. They had a lot of jazz in that movie,
love
man.
that soundtrack. I absolutely loved all that,
and,
man.
Yeah, it was just like a really. It's kind of long. It's like 2.5 hours long, but
yeah.
It doesn't drag. It's like it's really well paced out, and you just kind of get more. I mean, James Stewart, of course, he just charismatically just carries the whole weight of the movie and you know what's going on and stuff like that. You just like you want to know what he's gonna do to get through, you know, to present this and things like that.
Yeah.
I really want to watch it again.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, I'm with you because I think there was just so many details going on. I flashed so much. I mean, I was like, wow, I think I need to sit down and like seriously study that screenplay.
Yeah.
So I want to take in every detail that movie had to offer. There was so much that was really fast paced, and I was often taking in the soundtrack, which I realized was by Duke Ellington.
Yes, I was trying to think of the guy's
me too.
name.
I was just looking it up. And
I knew it was like a famous jazz musician.
Yeah, he was one of the best, probably the definitive jazz musician of the 50s.
Yeah.
I'm like, dude, that was an amazing soundtrack.
Yeah,
that
it was
really atmospheric. That added a lot to the experience. I felt like so. I need to sit down and just like I really wanted a full day with.
What year was that?
1959.
1959.
So yeah, it was kind of like right after 12 Angry Men. You could tell it was very influenced by 12 Angry Men, but it took its own original way of just being extremely like large about itself. While 12 Angry Men was kind of like simple, just one room, kind of like just bouncing 12 characters. And Not Even Murder was just a really complex like just case all around. And it kind of like the case where like you feel like the resolution, it kind of remains mysterious in a lot of ways. It's like it doesn't really answer everything. So a lot of that is what makes it almost feel kind of confusing in a way where it's like, okay, I think I need to go back and maybe try to understand the screenplay just so I can maybe understand what the ending was a little bit more, you know?
Yeah.
That was a lot, dude. That was complex.
It's a lot to take in.
That was extremely complex.
Yeah.
That was one of James Stewart's best roles, I thought, all around.
Yeah.
Yeah, you had like Ben Gazzara in that as well. He was the victim. He's like a great indie actor. He was in a lot of stuff in like more like in the 90s and 2000s actually. But he was like extremely young in this movie. He was.
What other movies would I maybe know him? From?
He was in Big Lebowski. He was the main villain that Lebowski meets with near the end. He was in Opening Night, Buffalo '66. Happiness, that was the gross out one I mentioned. Dog. Like, I don't know if you've heard of it. He's just a lot of random stuff.
Look up his face here. Ben O'Hara.
Yeah, Ben Gazzara.
Oh, Ben Gazzara.
Yeah. He's original, dude. He's definitely one of my favorite actors.
Yeah.
He was also in a lot of John Cassavetes. He was the main character in Killing of a Chinese Bookie. That's the main reference I should have pointed to.
Okay.
Killing of a Chinese Bookie.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's that guy.
Okay, yeah.
Dude, he's a phenomenal actor. Yeah, I really loved him in Anatomy of a Murder. I was surprised to see him in that at such a young age because most of the stuff he's in, he was like way older.
Right.
So yeah, that was awesome.
That's cool.
Yeah, that was super cool. And then just rewatched After Hours again.
That's
Perfect. I know I try to get you all to watch it.
Yeah, we're close to watching it.
Yeah, before I leave here, I'll
that's all right. Yeah, we're close to watching it. We because I want to revisit it, and she wants to watch it.
Yeah,
so,
man, timeless movie, dude. I absolutely love After Hours. That's just one of the most influential films of the '80s all around.
Yeah.
And I forgot if I might have geeked about it enough. On the
oh
last
yeah,
one.
you did.
So let's move on from that. I kind
deep
of
dive.
Yeah,
let's.
I already talked about that one. So moving on to LA Confidential. I also rewatched that recently.
I've never seen that.
Recommended strongly. That's a late '90s movie. One-hit wonder director Curtis Hanson. He also did 8 Mile as well.
Oh, okay.
Watch that maybe, but. Dude, I love LA Confidential. This is a great character piece. It reminds me a lot of Chinatown. It was very Chinatown influenced, set in Los Angeles. Just kind of the gritty, dark side of just a lot of like noir kind of characters in the 50s. It's set in the 50s, and just it's just a great character piece. That's primarily what it is. It's got Russell Crowe in it. You got Kevin Spacey in it. And just and then you got Guy Pearce. It's like a wonderful trio of characters and all that. I don't know, just watching them, just completely different kind of forces, just getting involved in a lot of corruption, like just kind of just. They all have their own ways of handling it. Like Russell Crowe has a really bad temper in this movie. Like you set him off, and he's like a psychopath. Dude.
Oh, cool.
He's so entertaining.
I like Russell Crowe.
I do too, man. I love Russell Crowe, and I realize that a lot. Like rewatching some of this stuff, like the Gladiator, Master Commander. I was like, dude, what a great actor all around. Yeah, he's great. I think Guy Pearce is very heroic in it. I really admire. I love Guy Pearce a lot. He was like I mostly loved him from Memento, and here he was just, I think, the most admirable character in all this. And then Kevin Spacey's kind of a sleazeball in this, so it kind of just it all holds up. I'm finding the Spacey stuff like we were talking about earlier. It's like. There's something that still like holds up because he usually plays like such corrupt characters that it's like wow, it's like a lot of his characters still kind of hold up actually in the movies he's in.
I mean, it's just
gross.
One of those things,
it's
man.
Awkward...
It's like if you take out the gross stuff, you watch some of those characters, like man, that makes movie, that makes the character, that makes this, that makes that. And
it's great
like,
artistically.
Yeah, and then you think about like the gross side, you're like, man, it's like,
I know it's a little dominating.
It's hard to ignore,
It's like impossible, dude.
Yeah.
That's the thing. Yeah, it's like inevitably gonna get you. And this is a movie that kind of gets me on that level. Where it's like, oh damn it, okay, now I can't get that Stacy shit out of my head a little bit. But then it's just looking at everything else. It's like, man, that's a wonderful movie. And it's really well written.
Yeah,
okay. Very Chinatown influence. So I would say it fits right into that kind of tone. Then I also rewatched Come and See. I forgot if we ever did. I don't think we've discussed that one. Dude,
I heard of that.
Probably the most disturbing war movie I've ever seen.
Oh, really?
Set in World War II, and it's about a 13-year-old that just literally goes out into the trenches, and it's just like harrowing. Because it's like at first he's actually excited to go, and it's like the most naive thing possible. Then when it actually gets thrown into the reality of just like death and gloom everywhere, it's like, dude, it is particularly heartbreaking.
Man.
It is sad, dude. It's like it is heavy. Like intense, maybe the most intense movies I've ever seen in my life.
Shit.
Actually, it's traumatizing.
When did that come out?
1985.
Okay.
He's one hit wonder director because the director actually served in World War II, and that was kind of everything in his summation. That was kind of like his ultimately the only film I think he felt like he needed to make, really. But dude, it's powerful, man. It's one of the most powerful movies I've ever seen. Like some of the best just acting I've ever seen all around. Like a lot of close up, just like facial expressions of just feeling just completely disturbed and traumatized, grossed out by everything around him. It's just a crazy movie all around. Kind of crazy a movie like that actually exists.
Yeah. Oh wow.
Yeah, it's a Russian-based movie too.
Oh,
so,
shit.
It's like it's just original all around.
Yeah. All right.
Then also Florida Project. Rewatch that.
Oh yeah.
Dude, that's one of my all-time favorites.
I've been wanting to rewatch that one for a while now.
Dude, it holds up perfect. I think a lot of it just boils down to it's a balance of the setting and the characters. I love that kind of like setting of just like the various hotels in a lot of ways. Just characters are usually just like there's like always like a sense of like chaos going on in the characters' lives, and then I just really love how William Dafoe kind of hovers around all that.
I really particularly loved his performance in it.
He stands out.
He's kind of like a grump, but he's really caring. He's looking out for the kids there and stuff like that.
Uniquely heroic sort of.
Yeah. I just like I'll never forget that scene of like the that creep kind of coming around, and he just like kicks the creep out, and but he's so like. He's so just like in his face, like calling him out on everything, and just being like making him shame, try to feel shameful about it. It's just it's so good.
It's perfectly paced, that whole scene. Cause it's like you instantly fill it with that creep. It's like, you can kind of sense that this guy's creepy. Like I don't know, it's the way Dafoe just kind of like it felt so realistic in a unique level. Man, that's a great movie.
Yeah, it's so good.
So good. Yeah, I just love all the characters. I love the whimsical, kind of like the darkly whimsical kind of floaty atmosphere that has. That was phenomenal. I did a double pairing of The Shining and Psycho kind of recently.
Oh wow!
Holy moly, that was amazing. Rewatched Days of Heaven a few times. I think I've talked about all that. Shin Godzilla, dude. I got to bring up
Shin Godzilla.
Dude, have you seen
I've never seen it.
Brother.
Well, no, I've seen the first like 30 minutes of it, but I haven't seen the whole thing.
I know Godzilla -1's a masterpiece, and I love this might actually be my favorite Godzilla movie.
Really?
Dude,
that one's such a polarizing movie.
It really was. And I just blindly watched it just because I really like the director. I've seen a few things by this guy, Hideaki Anno. He was mostly involved in Neon Genesis.
Okay.
It just that's a lot. That's a whole world of its own. I need to take all that stuff in more. But it was a masterpiece, and a movie called Ritual that I loved. I'm like, this was just as good as those.
Okay.
What I love so much about it is the directing, and I did a double feature of this with. I followed up with Superman, and it reminded me a lot aesthetically of how Superman looks, and visually speaking.
Okay.
Where it's very urban, and you're kind of just watching chaos unfold from a very slow paced angle. I mean, destruction everywhere, but it's really like close up on just. It's really close up on the monster. It really gets close up on the like. You don't get too close to the character. It's got that detached angle, but it's just kind of close up on the chaos unfolding.
Yeah,
and it reminds me a lot of like an alien invasion movie happening.
Yeah,
like Godzilla looks particularly disturbing here. It's like wow, you get close and it's like wow, it feels gross almost.
Yeah,
everything feels so realistic, and he kind of feels a little cartoonish, and somehow it's more disturbing for it.
I mean, I've seen like I said, I've seen the first like 30 minutes of it. I own it, and because I tried watching it, and then something happened, I had to turn it off or something. I just haven't revisited it, but I watch. I'm on a Godzilla Reddit, so I'm always looking at Godzilla stuff every day.
You mentioned being a Godzilla geek.
Yeah,
like, bro, I'm really obsessed with. I'm getting there too, brother.
Yeah.
Like, I'm obsessed with this mythology.
I love Godzilla, man. I always have since a kid, and but Shin Godzilla always pops up. He's always talked about in the thread, and I've done enough like looking it up without spoiling myself on the whole experience, just to kind of understand that this is a very polarizing movie in terms of. I guess like the chaos of it and Godzilla as a character, because he is, like you said, very kind of gross and very, very disturbingly kind of scary. Like I mean, the images I've seen of him are very scary. I'm like, oh my gosh,
he's scary.
And from what I've seen, it's kind of like, it's very chaotic and just chaos. Or I keep saying chaotic, but that's how I keep thinking about it.
That's all, kind of the ultimate word about it.
And then people keep always saying that it's kind of very sad because he's like a Godzilla that's like in pain, just kind of just causing destruction because he has got nothing else to do.
There was a sadness
like
to it. Yeah, no, it was an original angle in the whole thing. It felt very emotional in the end.
Yeah,
kind of watching all that go down, almost like as if watching like King Kong like take over the place. Just, I don't know. It was original.
I'm surprised you watched it. I gotta watch it now.
Yeah, man. I didn't expect that to happen. It was just kind of a blind choice that just popped up, and I was like, yeah, I'm gonna roll with it. And I'm so glad I did.
Yeah,
I love that director enough, so I that was awesome. Dude.
Yeah, but yeah, he looks scary in that one.
Yeah, that was uniquely frightening. So it reminded me. I thought it was every bit the movie Godzilla -1 is personally.
Yeah, that's interesting.
I want to go back and watch that again.
Oh yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah, I just watched that one a few months ago.
Bro,
so good again.
So good, man. Yeah, that's one of my all-time favorites right there. Also rewatched. I remember watched this last night too, kind of building up to X-Men. But Oh Brother, Where Art Thou? That was also.
Yeah. Wendy suggested us watching that the other night. But I was like, I don't know. I know I've seen it once. I remember liking it.
I always liked the
Cohen.
Yes, that's the Cohen.
Yeah.
That was actually technically the first Cohen movie I ever saw. But I always thought it was like okay, pretty good at the time. And I love it way better now.
Really?
Something about it that is perfect comedy. I don't know. It's like the comedy's right up my alley. I don't know. And the cinematography.
George Clooney's in it.
Yep, George Clooney. Yep, George Clooney's in it. John Goodman, John Turturro's in it.
Oh man.
And they're all really fun. Tim Blake Nelson. There's a real
yeah.
screwball comedy kind of like tone about it. It's really fun and entertaining.
Uh-huh.
Kind of powerful in moments too. Just a great kind of like classic. No, there's a real classic country kind of soundtrack to it that makes it atmospheric in a lot of ways. And I mean,
maybe we'll watch that now because she brought that up not too long ago.
Kind of a whimsical tone about it. It's like it's kind of dark in the Cohen way, but then there's kind of a real charm about it. I guess it's extremely charming, you could say. Ultimately, man, I just loved it from start to finish.
Okay.
What a delight. That's one of my favorite movies now.
Never mind. I was thinking, who's the director? I was like,
Brothers. Yeah, bro. Golden Brothers, man. That hit me big time. It's just some of the. I mean, they always have been there, but I don't know, they were subtly just some of the most influential directors of all time.
Okay.
I think, in the way they look at things, man. They're just so down to earth about just like very awkward scenarios. They like awkward humor a lot.
Yeah.
This movie it's full of awkward humor. It's just like the things like the characters say. It's like it feels offbeat. Maybe even reminded me a lot of like filming some scenes in TV Land, like what we filmed out in that field. I was like, wow, the scenery was maybe. I think I genuinely felt a lot of that atmosphere while watching this movie.
Oh, cool, man.
It felt a lot like that.
Yeah.
So, man, I really recommend a rewatch. It's kind of I don't know. It's wow, that actually aged super well.
Okay, yeah, I'll have to check it out now. Yeah,
absolutely, dude. Yeah, that was one of my all-time favorites. Yeah, Coen Brothers in general. That's always a great rabbit hole to go down. Yeah, there's that. Rewatched. Yeah, I had a double pairing of Rear Window and Psycho kind of recently too.
Cool.
Those are some of the best of all time.
Rear Window, man.
Yeah, man, absolutely. And Big Lebowski. Speaking of sitting on the Coen Brothers Foundation, have you seen that one?
One
recently?
time, I think. Kind of around the time I met you.
Right on.
I think you were telling me how much of a fan of you were about it. But yeah, I remember liking it. Didn't really blow me away, but I remember liking it.
That's how it was the first time too. I think that's one that genuinely needed a few viewings for me to really get into it. I think now it kind of has a charm. It's almost it's kind of a feel good movie. I think in a lot of ways. I think that's where it kind of gets me in a lot of ways. Like Jeff Bridges and all the characters, John Goodman, Steve Buscemi. Like there's just kind of a feel good note about it.
Right.
I don't know. It's like buddies just being in their element, just hanging out basically. It's just atmosphere. It's atmospheric in that way. And it's really just I think technically one of the greatest written comedies I've ever seen in a lot of ways. It was one of those perfectionist kind of oriented screenplays of all time. Like they were particular about all the ums and uhs, like every character, like it was just a lot of particularity. But man, it's really got its own rhythm about it. That's really cool. I'd definitely be curious to hear your take on it.
Yeah, I know I need to revisit it at some point. So
yeah, dude,
I'd be curious to know how I feel about it now.
Yeah, dude, it's kind of like the light side of just loving like a laid back, almost kind of a slacker kind of like personality. Like it's like the light side of all that. I would say it's very feel good. I'd say it hits a particular note of that in a lot of ways. Like you're just unique in every sense. And then the movie Days of Heaven. Have you seen that?
No.
Oh, that is
I haven't heard of that one either.
Great movie. I've been rewatching that a few times because I think I look back and I think the tone of that honestly reminds me a lot of what I was going for back when I made the movie Fallacy, which I've been thinking about some lately.
Okay.
I think that movie is just like, well, I think that movie just got like 100% perfect, that kind of tone across, where it's just very countryside, very Midwestern, you could say. You're just kind of watching characters just kind of get into this bit of this like love triangle, but then like the cinematography is almost meant to say that like the nature is the most beautiful organic element to kind of take away from everything.
Okay.
It's really well directed, and I mean it's told in a way that reminds me a lot of like There'll Be Blood's kind of energy, where it's like beautiful for the most part, but then there's like some chaotic kind of moments that kind of unfold as well. But dude, I'm really obsessed with this movie's atmosphere. It's a really short movie, only like 90 something minutes. But yeah, Richard Gere's the main star in it. Like it's a very young Richard Gere. But dude, great movie. It's made in the late 70s. Yeah.
Okay. Days of Heaven.
Days of Heaven.
All right.
Yeah, a good whimsical kind of I would say daydreamy, floaty atmosphere in every sense of the word. Yeah, I really recommend checking that out. For just the original. It's very visually oriented.
Yeah, I'll have to look out for that one too.
Absolutely. And then Slacker. Have you seen the movie Slacker by Richard Linklater?
No, I have
Recommended. That was the biggest. I think that was a huge influence on Kevin Smith. That movie made Kevin Smith want to be a filmmaker.
Oh, really?
Before making Clerks and everything.
Oh,
yeah,
wow.
reminds me a lot of Clerks in tone. It's a great movie, dude. Set in Austin, Texas, and it's episodic as it gets. It's like 24, 25 different short stories, usually about 4 or 5 minutes long. Just watching characters just kind of ramble on, basically.
Huh.
It's really, really cool and fascinating.
Oh, wow.
So you can kind of feel the energy of like, okay, this seems like an inviting conversation, but then there's always a fine line where it's like, wow, this kind of feels exhausting, and this almost makes me want to be more antisocial in a way. So it's like it's just the things to look out for, and just like everyday conversations in a lot of ways that movie gets across. And usually Richard Linklater has a warmth and inviting tone. I like how this one, he's kind of in a unique, like, there's something very gritty about the way he's looking at things in this movie. It's very definitive, like early 90s kind of. It's like the art scene of the early 90s it kind of explores wonderfully. It's abstract. It's like impossible to classify in a
Is
genre.
it all connected, the shorts? Or they're just kind of random?
Yeah, they're just kind of random. It's not even really
wow.
fully connected. Yeah, it's kind of just random stream of consciousness the way it all unfolds. But
so interesting.
It's an interesting note. I'd genuinely be very curious to hear your take
Yeah.
on it, because that's like that influenced a lot of artists back in the early 90s.
Okay.
It's a very interesting legacy. It kind of lives. It kind of leaves.
Yeah.
Strange
All
one.
right. Yeah, you got me interested.
Yeah, it's a bizarre movie. Yeah, I'd really recommend checking that one out. Slacker. Yeah. Yeah, dude. Then have you watched anything recently?
Besides No Way Home, the only other thing I watched a couple nights ago was Remember the Titans.
I was getting so excited to hear your take on this.
Yeah,
so what's your take on
I think
that?
it was like 2000 as well.
Yeah, something up that year is hitting big time.
It was part of the Denzel weekly movie, selection.
I don't remember anything about it.
Yeah, that's a movie. Did you grow up watching it in school?
I did.
We watched it in school a lot.
I never watched it on my own is the thing.
Yeah, me too. I've seen it at least, I want to say 3 times in school growing up, throughout the years.
A few times too.
They always played it, particularly in some class or setting.
Yeah, it was always a class.
Yeah.
Me too. Yeah, actually, me too. And it was always a class where I think I was like particularly not tuning into it or something.
Yeah.
I don't think I tuned into it.
Well,
I
it's
feel like
funny.
I've not seen it.
It's interesting, I guess, because like I watched it. This first time I've seen it probably in like 20 years or 15 years. I don't know, a long, long time. And as I was watching it, I was remembering. I was like, oh, yeah, I forgot that happens. Oh, yeah, this happens. I remember this guy now, things like that. Well done movie, man. I was really impressed by it. I thoroughly enjoyed it. Denzel Washington, again, just steals, he just steals the scenes.
As he just does.
As he does, and it's really,
It's a pretty optimistic movie,
it's a very optimistic movie.
Right
it's
on.
a very, it's in the, which is weird because it's like kind of, I think it's set in 1971 or something like that.
On.
But it's still on the cusp of racial tensions, and it takes place in a small town, and you basically have 2 sides, and there's still racism very, very, very much in the air. And Denzel Washington comes in as the new head coach for this team, and it just causes all this local tension, the local politics of the football league, and the parents involved, and the other coach, and it's just classic racial tension at its best. But it's not told in a mean way. I mean, it's mean, but it's not. It's a Disney movie, so it's not like too gritty about it. It's just making the audience aware of what was going on and the perspectives. I mean, there's the kid from California that comes out halfway through the movie, and he's like, no, dude, people are past that now. And he takes the team into a bar, and it's like they get kicked out because they're black. And it's just so there's a lot of emotions going on. There's a lot of things that are history, and politically, that was taking place in real life. So it's just it shines light on all of that. But with that said, it is very optimistic because it's very inspiring. It's basically Denzel Washington comes in and he takes all these kids that are, on 2 sides, and he puts them together as a family, and he creates this perfect football team this football team that not only is talented now, but they are above society, as far as the racial stuff. They're like, hey, we're all love here, and they're trying to show the community that and stuff like that. And it's a lot of backlash with that too, but it really moves the town because the football team gets a perfect season. And with all the stuff that happens in between those games, the town becomes more and more oh, okay, it's kind of crazy because me and Wendy were watching it. We're just it's kind of crazy because to think that people were just well, I'm not talking to you because you're black, or I'm not, going to play football with you because you're black. And it's just and they're I have to really think about if I want to keep this job because I'm working with a black guy. And that was we were just like, that is crazy.
So
it's so awful.
It's so off. Yeah, it's so off, dude.
Yeah,
it's
just
terrible,
like,
dude.
what the fuck? And
fuck, how was this normal?
Yeah, and it's like, and it's still present now.
I know,
that's
man.
What's crazy.
How the hell is that?
This movie really sheds light on like that stuff that's still relevant to today, and to see one man stand up against it all, despite the odds against him, and then creating a football team and create to show to the town like that, hey, we're better than that. It is inspiring, and the football scenes are fun. Like that was the one thing I was going to stem off of this conversation about. Remember the Titans, which is sports dramas. Like sports movies.
There's a lot of those.
There's a lot of them that I have enjoyed over the years, even though I'm not like a huge football guy or anything like that.
Sometimes the sports movies are good though. It's like I like the coaches at England.
Yeah, well, there's usually a huge motivation, inspiring kind of tone.
Optimistic,
optimistic tone. Because you always kind of, whether it's the coach perspective or the team's perspective, you've got someone who's very flawed. You've got people who are very flawed, and then this game unites everyone together.
Yeah.
This thing unites everyone together, and then it also inspires other people who are watching because they're all banded together watching the thing. So. I really it holds up, man. Very, very good movie.
Dude, I'm extremely interested in rewatching that.
I would recommend it. It's a nice.
I don't remember anything about it. So
it's a nice watch.
That's necessary,
and it's perfectly like 2000s-esque. It's
perfect. I love
Denzel
that.
is just like, it doesn't feel outdated. Obviously, it just doesn't feel outdated.
Like, I thought those about that year in general. Like, wow, that stuff was actually very timeless.
Yeah,
that's super coal, man. I'm 100% intrigued.
That was a good watch. Those were really. I mean, I just haven't done too much this last week, but those are the only two movies we watched, and then the sports drama movies that I was thinking about, like, have you seen Coach Carter?
I have. I was literally about to say that, dude. I was literally about to bring that up. I was
amazing
going to say the way you're describing Remember the Titans made me think of Coach
yes.
Carter and Miracle, literally. Like
yes.
Coach Carter especially. Dude, I love Coach Carter.
Coach Carter's so good.
I love that movie, dude.
I rewatched that one a couple years ago, and it still holds up.
Dude,
it's
I really
incredible.
want to rewatch it right now.
Samuel Jackson is, again, just a man against the odds.
That was my introduction to the man. I was like, dude, instantly, I love his energy,
I saw it in theaters, man. And I had it on DVD. I watched that movie a lot.
It's like the best kind of tough love that movie gets across.
Tough love,
it's like,
and that's what Denzel does. And Remember the Titans. It's just tough love. He runs it like a military camp. He's like, if you don't like it, he's like, get out of here. He's like, who's your daddy, basically.
Yeah.
But Samuel Jackson's the same way. He's like, you're gonna do
ego right there.
Yeah,
These have good egos. It sounds like.
Yeah.
Titans Coach Carter too.
And he is Coach Carter does the same thing where it's just like because he's like, I don't know if he's like in Detroit or something, or some like really hard part of town or something like that, and all these kids are like rambunctious on the streets and things like that, and he basically takes this team and makes them all like good moral driven citizens in the community, and it's just like, stop, you don't need all that shit, it's just like, focus on your talents, focus on what's good, and he just has tough love on them, but they all like,
he wants them to pursue their dreams. He wants them to make their dreams happen.
There's just like that optimism in the air, and brings out like hope and stuff like that. So that movie is a good one.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's great. That was literally when you were chatting me I was like, wow, Coach Carter,
man,
big time.
The amazing movie.
That was a great movie.
Gridiron Gang. Have you seen that?
I don't think I've seen that. Is that Mark Wahlberg?
That one's no, that's The Rock.
The Rock. Okay,
yeah,
The Rock.
he's a prison guard. He coaches a prison football team.
Ooh, right on.
I've only seen it once, but I remember really liking it. I had to rewatch it again to see if it holds up, but like that, I remember that one kind of stood out to me too, where it's just like he kind of goes in there and it's a prison and it's football teams, and it's just like, but there's like, prison it's kind of like The Longest Yard, where there's other football teams playing and stuff like that, but he kind of takes this team and just makes them like, all right, guys, we're gonna play football and we're gonna be nice to each other and things like that, I guess. But yeah, Gridiron Gang, and then Coach Carter, Longest Yard, those. I mean, all these. There's a lot of sports movies that are like
a lot out there.
Pretty good.
There's a lot more I want to see. Yeah, Invincible is the one with Mark Wahlberg. I know there was one that.
Yeah, that one's good.
I'm also got Miracle with Kurt Russell. Also, I saw that in theaters.
That one's good too. I need to rewatch that one.
Yeah, me too. I was like, I might have had a similar mood to Remember the Titans. How you're describing Coach Carter. I kind of trust. I like Remember the Titans on a rewatch. I think it all sounds really appealing.
Did you see the Adam Sandler basketball movie? I think it's called Hustle.
No, I never seen that.
Yeah, it came out like maybe like 3 or 4 years ago. It's a Netflix original.
I've heard of this.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's called Hustle. But dude, it's a basketball movie, and Adam Sandler basically like recruits this like Ukrainian, I don't know, like this foreign student against all the odds and stuff like that, and basically helps him get to this player, I should say, and he helps him get to like into the I don't know if it's probably the college basketball league or something like that. But basically, yeah, he like gets this kid and like shapes him up to be like in this league, and they help each other out in this sense. But it's really really good. Very like inspiring. Adam Sandler, it's a great dramatic piece. So and it's basketball. Adam Sandler loves basketball, so it's a naturally it's very very fitting, dude.
Wow, what's the title again?
I think it's called Hustle. I want to say.
I want to add that to my list.
Yeah, you gotta check it out. I want to rewatch it again. It was good.
I love Sandler's dramatic roles. Like that. That's so cool. He's a basketball fan. Yeah, dude, that sounds really appealing.
Hustle, yeah.
It's
called Hustle. Yeah, 2022, yeah.
Sweet.
Yeah, he
I'm saying those dramatic roles he's doing lately, man. He's nailing it.
Yeah, it's so good.
Wow,
very,
cool.
very good. Yeah.
I love to see that. I've really been wanting to rewatch The Longest Yard again as well, kind of talking about all that. Like, that's another really good kind of comedy. Like, that was a comedy? I feel like it also kind of took itself dramatic in moments,
it had
too,
some dramatic beats to it.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel like as it kind of gets, it's like, wow, you kind of just want to see everyone succeed kind of
That
feeling.
one was like, it's not such a. It's got like a screwball element to it, but it's not like where that every beat is screwball. It's got a dramatic tone to the whole thing, like stakes are high kind of feeling, to it. Yeah, that was a good movie. I mean, I remember checking that out when it came out, and I had it on DVD, and I'd watch that a lot too. So I watched it not like where it started it not too long ago, and it was holding up. Like the beginning is very fun. Courtney Cox is in the beginning, and Adam Sandler is like. He's having like this big party, and he just kind of just like he's like basically like fuck off, and he goes and takes a joyride out in the town, and he's like all blasted, he's like blitz, and he's all fucked up, and then he has a police chase and he gets like arrested. That's how he gets to jail. It's like it's so funny, dude.
Oh, it's amazing. I can't wait to rewatch this, dude.
He like locks Courtney Cox in the closet. He's like, see ya.
Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah,
that's
so
classic.
Funny, yeah.
Oh, I need to rewatch. Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, it's good.
That sounds amazing.
Yeah.
Oh man.
But yeah, Adam Sandler. I mean, I think he'll always be brought up on the show.
Always, he's always one of the biggest influences in so many different levels and ways. Yeah, he's one of the all-time best to do it.
Yeah,
I can't stop thinking. I think the last dramatic role he did was Spaceman. Man, I can't get over that movie.
Yeah, that was a good one too, man. I need to.
Movie.
I'm excited to watch that one again.
Seriously, I want to go through that. Like Twisters, a lot of 2024 movies. I was like, wow, there were a lot of great movies that year. I'm excited to go back to and see.
Yeah,
what right now. Like
what's another one?
Twisters, Kinds of Kindness.
Twisters.
Yeah, Twisters was one of my all-time.
Damn,
favorites.
Was that really 2024?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, that crazy?
Yeah, it is.
That is a great movie.
Crazy.
Yeah, did you watch the 90s Twister?
Yeah, but I don't remember much about
I'm
it.
The same. I'm the exact same. I wouldn't mind rewatching it. I was actually obsessed with studying like weather and stuff growing up, so it kind of resonated with all that. But that new movie Twisters is like
it was so fun. I was like surprised how fun it was.
I know, man. That was awesome. Yeah, I really loved all that. Glenn Powell was like the lead character and all that. Just all the side characters. Like that was just and the special effects just looked genuinely very good.
Oh yeah, very good.
That was very captivating. Mm-hmm. Like just insane. Like just. I don't know, like unpredictable, you could say.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we had a fun summer range of movies that we watched that year.
Yeah, it was. There was a big range. Alien Romulus was an all-time favorite.
Yeah. I ended up watching that towards the end of the year. But that was so good. That one blew me away.
I love that every bit as much as the first Alien, and then now I really went back and appreciated the sequel Aliens a lot more as well. I'm like, dude, I think I just love the whole series. I need to see 3 and 4 still, which
I haven't seen those.
Heard they're not really as good, but I still want to see them because I'm such a huge fan of the series overall.
Yeah, it's like Predator. I'm like, I love the first movie. Did not really care for the second one.
Yeah,
I have to rewatch it because I know like there's some moments that are cool. Like it's aesthetically it's kind of cool, but it's just
seeing
like
it all happen in the city. But it's also just like
but something about it just was kind of off.
I agree with that. I owned that on the first 2 on DVD, and I would rewatch both of them a lot. I think I would always get in the second one. It's like, wow, the second one feels particularly exhausting.
Yeah.
It's tough to explain it. Actually,
it is tough to explain. It's like on paper it looks cool. Predator in a city, or like
it's kind of like a hell on earth aesthetic about it. And then it just also I don't know. It doesn't really get. I don't know. It almost just doesn't feel that satisfying.
Yeah,
for sure. Somehow it doesn't really feel like maybe it's using like it's taking its scenario to its fullest extent in a lot of ways.
Yeah,
there's some disturbing moments in that too. I remember like some of the killings in that were very jarring in a lot of ways.
Pretty brutal.
That was amazing. The shock value in that was pretty heavy.
And then I saw they had that one with Adrian Brody, Predators, I think.
Oh yeah, that's right, 2010 era. Yeah. I need to see that one.
That one's interesting because I think I watched it again not too long ago, and it was it's interesting because I like how it starts. I remember seeing it in theaters and I owned it, but it's like basically no one knows what's going on. You get dropped right into it. And Adrian Brody, I think Topher Grace is in it. You know, it's like all these like random characters are kind of dropped into this like planet, and they're like they have no idea how they got there, what's going on, things like that. And it slowly reveals they're being hunted by not one predator but multiple predators, and there's like, and it's part of like basically this sick thing that's beyond them. It's like, so it's kind of cool. It's kind of like in the jungle, being hunted. There's a lot of paranoia involved in it, so it was all right. It's not too bad. They made another Predator movie not too long after that. Or I think it's called The Predator.
I haven't.
I think I tried watching it. Tried watching it at Frank's, I believe. Actually, one year I went to Philly, and it just wasn't really it wasn't really doing it for me. I think Shane Black directed that one.
I didn't hear much about it.
Yeah, but the Prey movie was really good. On Hulu, did you see that one?
I've not seen that.
It's really good. I think it takes place with like the Native American tribes and stuff like that. And that one was like, oh, it's so well done. And then they just made the new one, Predator Badlands, that is getting really, really good reviews. It's coming on streaming, I think, this month or something like that. So I want to check that one out.
Dude, right on. I want to see that.
Yeah, and then we talked about Alien vs. Predator a while back too.
Yeah,
that was a fun movie.
I really like that. That was a blast. Yeah, I like that whole claustrophobic atmosphere. I just always like the atmosphere of the cave.
But then the second one kind of fell off too.
I heard,
did you see the second one?
Bother.
Requiem, I think it's called.
I didn't bother. Yeah, I heard that was really.
They take place on Earth, and it looks cool on paper.
Yeah,
but it's just
some of those are just. I think it was like I think it was just that way. It's cool on paper, so it's gimmicky. It's like okay, the idea's there, but I feel like there was no passion. I don't know. It didn't have. It felt kind of aimless once I got through.
Yes.
I got there and didn't really know what to do with it.
Yeah, and then it wasn't satisfying.
It's not satisfying. Exactly. Yeah, it's like those are interesting. That's interesting how that happens. Yeah, it seems like they're almost just better suited in like a jungle atmosphere.
Yeah,
straight up in a jungle.
Put them in the natural habitat or somewhere in space. It's like something.
Space, exactly.
Yeah,
like the Alien movies have about them.
Right.
Yeah. Again, Romulus. I think Romulus is one of the absolute best of the series because it's just well rounded. I think it's just got a really accessible kind of atmosphere about itself and just great characterization. I think what makes the Alien movies stand out is greater the characters. It's like they're always really well fleshed out and they feel very realistic.
I think it feels very like until like the aliens start really kind of attacking, there's a very much of a slow pace about it because it's very much like just kind of like this dreadful air going on.
Yeah, it's paranoid.
Yeah, paranoia. There's like there's unknown factor, and then like when things start kind of happening, they're trying to figure it out, and it's just like there's a really, really slow burn about it. But Predator kind of feels naturally just a little bit more like adrenaline kind of running around, but the characters maybe not as deep, but I don't know. I mean, in comparison, I think Aliens probably has the better franchise.
Yeah, I hear that. Yeah, I think from what I've seen, I'd probably say that too. Overall, just with everything well balanced, it's like the characters and like this little world building. It was really our atmosphere.
Well, did you ever see Prometheus?
I did a long time. I actually would not mind rewatching.
Me too.
I didn't like it at the time.
Me too.
Much. Wow.
Yeah.
Crazy. That's funny. I think all those movies just maps. Maybe they didn't click. Maybe it was just like it was a lot to throw.
I think Ridley Scott directed.
Yeah, Ridley Scott directed.
But
I think I wasn't always a fan of his stuff at the time. I think I appreciate.
I think I would appreciate it now, though.
I actually think I would
Michael
too.
Fassbender is the main guy.
Similar experience to Man of Steel, where it's like I think now it's actually living on in my subconscious in a way. Maybe at the time it felt like it might not really stand the test of time, or it felt like maybe I had a lot of aimless qualities about it. But maybe a lot of it just went over my head. It's like maybe I can just admit that.
Same here.
That was an ambitious
I think
project.
I was just like expecting
I didn't know what to think.
all these like basically big moments to happen with Alien or something like that. Or I don't even know. I think I just felt like I was kind of let down from that movie. But I feel like now I feel like it would be an interesting
it sounds
watch.
Interesting.
Yeah, it sounds really interesting because now knowing, especially on the timeline of things and like where it's supposed to be and kind of knowing more about that world itself is like, okay, now I'm kind of interested in this and seeing like
interesting.
And Ridley Scott, I've grown. I mean, I really like his movies as I got older.
I like him. I'm with you. He really gets some. His filmography's evolved. I used to kind of think, just Alien and Blade Runner, forget everything else. But now it's like, wait, what about Gladiator? Thelma and Louise. I never saw Thelma and Louise. That's a masterpiece. Gladiator 2 was like a perfect, like near perfect. Dude, he's got a great filmography. So I want to go back and rewatch Prometheus. Yeah, now that I kind of really fully appreciate Scott a lot more. Yeah, there's a lot more I need to see in his filmography too. He's got a pretty good filmography.
Yeah, what's something you need to watch? I can't remember.
Watch Black Hawk Down. Have you seen that?
Oh, I don't think I have seen. I didn't know he directed that.
Yeah, he directed that. I watched that it was like a bus on some kind of field trip when I was like very young. Weirdly enough, I think it was like the wrong setting entirely.
That's crazy.
Isn't that weird? Yeah. It's like why? What?
Hey, everybody, we're traveling. We're gonna watch Black Hawk Down.
This crazy war movie. Yeah. Whoa,
that's wild.
What the hell, man? I can't explain that. So yeah, I haven't really seen it since. I probably need to watch that in the right atmosphere.
That's so funny.
Yeah, it's just like wow, what an awkward setting.
Yeah. I think I remember seeing.
I don't know how I feel about it now.
Yeah, seeing clips of it when I was younger, or watching it a little bit on a TV or something. I remember I know the movie. I know I never fully seen it.
I'm exactly the same. I feel like I'm hardly in a position to talk about it.
Right. Yeah.
But a lot of people say it holds up really well. So I don't know. I might be interested to just give that one another go sometime. Yeah, there was also The Martian. I saw that for the first time recently.
Oh.
Didn't really click with me personally.
Okay.
Have you seen it?
No, I haven't seen it.
I'm probably gonna have to watch it again because it reminded me a lot of Interstellar.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, which I love Interstellar.
I think it came out kind of shortly after.
Yeah, it was
that
like
or
a year
something.
after.
Yeah.
You could tell it was a real similar kind of thing. It was like Matt Damon was like a showcase.
Right.
I might have to watch that one again. I really don't know. I have a lot of mixed feelings about that one in a way. I can't explain that one too well. But he did a lot of stuff. Yeah, he got Last Duel. He did American Gangster. Did you see that one?
Oh yeah, he did do that one.
He
Yeah,
did
and I
that?
saw that a couple years ago for the first time.
I saw it for the first time too. Recently. Dude, I loved it.
It was pretty
man.
good.
That was
Yeah,
a pretty great.
I liked it a
pretty
lot.
great crime movie.
Denzel again.
Oh yeah, that's right. Denzel killing Russell
Denzel.
Crowe. That's what a
And
duo.
Russell Crowe.
That sounds
Yeah,
fantastic.
it's a great. Yeah, that's great. That was a great movie.
That was a great epic movie. Yeah, it's like Ridley Scott did that.
That scene that sticks out to me on that one with he goes out in the street and shoots that guy right in the face.
Oh,
like,
I know.
Yeah, he's just like,
Visceral.
do it again. I'm going to shoot you right here.
Whew.
Basically, Denzel did not care.
He doesn't care. He's so
doesn't
psycho.
care,
He can be
yeah.
a psychopath sometimes.
Yeah.
No, he was bringing out reminding me of the Training Day shades.
Yeah.
It's like, wow,
That's
he's
the thing.
intimidating.
He can lean into those roles, whether it's good or bad. I mean, when he's bad, he's bad.
He's an intimidating psychopath when he's like that. And when he's good, it's like, wow, he can be like a holy force, man. He's just big. He's well-rounded, dude.
He really
he's
is.
a powerful actor.
He's got it, dude.
I think that's inevitable about him. He's always going to be powerful when he's on screen.
Yeah.
He's got a dramatic shade about him that's very original and organic in every sense of the word. But yeah, like and really, Scott. Also, Kingdom of Heaven. Have you seen that one?
No, I do want to watch that.
I want to see that too. I've never
That's
seen
like
it.
a medieval.
It's medieval, and
Yeah.
I heard it's got Orlando Bloom.
That's what I thought.
Wow,
Yeah,
it's an actor. You don't see him in anything now.
Right.
He's very 2000s, but
yeah.
I heard especially the director's cut's the one that's worth checking out.
Okay.
I've heard it's very definitive to the director's cut.
I like medieval movies.
I
you
do too.
know?
I'm realizing how much I do too.
Yeah. Well, it's like I think back about like a lot of history classes. I think a lot of history classes in Greek mythology were my two favorite. Well, some of my favorite subjects in
Dude,
school.
I love that stuff now, man.
Medieval, like history stories were always like very fascinating to me. I thought they
Seriously.
were really cool, and like so I always and that's why I like Lord of the Rings here. It's like
it's
you know, it's got that kind of medieval feel to it. You
It
know,
does feel
so.
medieval. Yeah, it's kind of like all like stories that take from the Middle Ages, the Dark Ages, and just like I don't know, find an old fleshed out epic story that resonates to modern times.
Yeah.
Perfectly. That's what it is. There's just a lot of timeless qualities that were built in a lot of art back then. That's so timeless and preserved. So I really want to see that movie sometime.
Okay.
Then Robin Hood also. Did you see that one? The Russell
No.
Crowe.
He did that one.
He did that. Yeah.
I didn't know that.
He's got a crazy
No.
filmography.
Wow.
Yeah, it's surreal, dude.
I never seen it though.
Yeah, I saw it a long time ago. That was another one that didn't really click, but I might have to give that one another
Yeah.
go now. I'm kind of guilty of maybe I think I could appreciate Scott's vision a lot better now.
You know, there's a new Robin Hood movie coming out called The Death of Robin Hood.
Really? I
And
didn't
it's
know about that.
Hugh Jackman
Oh,
as,
seriously?
as an old Robin Hood. It's like major Logan vibes.
Oh,
like,
that's the
Like an
best.
older Robin Hood that's all kind of fucked up and then coming back to helping people, or helping some girl or
dude.
something like that, dude.
Oh, I
Yeah, it
wanna
looks
see that.
really good. The trailer looked
Dude,
good.
I love Hugh Jackman, dude.
I
Yeah,
know.
the
Can't
X-Men
deny
movies,
him.
I can't deny him. Dude.
Can't
He's-
deny the man.
He
Yeah.
can't deny. No, he's one of the best, dude. I was his role in Prisoners also, dude. That was
Yeah.
amazing.
Yeah,
That was one of the all-time best.
yeah, and Wolverine. That was his first American acting movie, I think.
Yeah, I think
in-
you're right. Yeah,
in
he's
X-Men.
Australian, isn't he?
Mhm,
Yeah,
mhm.
yeah. I think X-Men. Yeah, I think X-Men's early where he was
Oh
claim
yeah,
to fame
It's
right
his-
there.
He's he holds the record for like holding one of the longest roles over like,
Dude.
past 20 years or
Yeah,
something.
wow,
Like that. Yeah,
that's awesome, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love that, dude. Yeah, I can't wait to get all the way with the X-Men
Yeah.
series. That first, it's like even just talking about reflecting on. It's like wow, the first. I can't wait to finish the second one. These movies are amazing.
Yeah,
dude.
the ending of X2 is great.
Yeah, dude, I gotta go back to Logan too, because that to me is one of the best. Like country, it's like a countryside kind of atmosphere that feels very influenced by a lot of Christopher Nolan. But I don't know, it's very inviting and accessible the way that movie is just portrayed. It kind of has the
Yeah.
gritty Western feeling.
Does,
a lot
yeah.
of great action, dude.
Kind of like I guess a Western. Yeah, I was gonna say like a neo noir kind of feel almost, or something, some sort of noir kind of feel about
Yeah,
it too.
'cause I
It's
saw it in
just
theaters
very
and I
just
was like-
lonely, but like
That's lonely.
very like. You know, these really chaotic moments and characters happen, and it's just sad. It's just
It's
like
very
very,
sad.
very tragic movie.
He's very detached in every
Yeah.
sense of the word,
and then
dude.
becomes that man on a mission by the end of it. You know,
Yep.
but yeah, it's so good.
Yeah, I
dude.
saw it in theaters, and it's like, dude, I loved it. And I don't know, I didn't think about it for such a long time.
Yeah.
But then I recently rewatched it. I was like, oh man, shit,
I've-
this holds up better.
I
than
think
ever.
I've seen it 3 times now, and
one of the best
the
action
first time
movies.
I mean, I was absolutely hysterical. I loved it, and then the second time, I mean, every time I've watched it, it's been so good, but it's so heavy by the end of it. I'm kind of like, okay, I don't need to watch that again for a while. Like
Right.
it's so like powerful and emotional and heavy. It's just like, yeah, that's a film that's like, you know, every few years or something is a great rewatch, you know, or something as some time passes to let that kind of emotion.
It's a lot like how the movie Hereditary is. I think a lot of movies are like that, where it's like it's kind
Yeah.
of powerful, and it's like, well, that's so much. Yeah, I almost just need to kind
Yeah.
of take in the weight for it.
He did a black and white cut of that movie too.
Dude, did he? Oh, I
Mhm.
need to see that. It's
Pretty
like how the
sure.
Mad Max movies
Yeah.
are. That's so cool.
But you know, Hugh Jackman came back from as Wolverine because that was supposed to be his last final Wolverine movie.
Yeah.
But then he comes back in Deadpool
Oh,
and Wolverine.
That's right. Oh yeah, That was,
And he plays a
pretty
variant, so it's like that's where the multiverse stuff in Marvel happens, where it's like there's numerous versions of one character. And Wolverine in this universe is a different Wolverine that all the X-Men died, and a lot of it's his fault, and he's just like kind of a drunk and he's pissed off and da-da-da. And Deadpool kind of carries him, but he's just like, oh, you're gonna come with me, basically. And it's just like, but yeah, it's he, and this is the most probably comic book accurate Wolverine and Deadpool Wolverine. He just he just like looks the part, acts the part, he cusses like crazy. It's like it's insane. But movie okay, but it's cool to see Hugh Jackman. Anytime he plays Wolverine, I'm down.
Yeah, I'm with you, dude. No, I'm a huge. Yeah, I'm just going through his list. Dude, there are like about 10 or 15 or 12 like movies he's been in overall with the Wolverine character.
Yeah, I mean he
that
made
crazy
because then there's X-Men Origins that happened
right.
after The Last Stand.
Yeah,
movie's not that good, but it's kind of fun just because it's Hugh Jackman, and it's actually the first time Ryan Reynolds came out as Deadpool, but it was an awful version of him.
Yeah.
There's a lot of like characters from the X-Men universe that you'd be familiar with, you know, if you knew the comics and stuff. And then he made the Wolverine, which is like takes place a lot in like Japan, and pretty good. I think James Mangold directed.
Yep, James Mangold did that.
Yeah, it's pretty good. I've only seen it the one time, but I really enjoyed it. Much better in terms of like scope, story, directing, everything like about it. It's very good. And then it leads off. You're like, oh, I might see Wolverine again, but then you see Logan, and that was, I mean, just epic.
That was an epic action movie. Yeah, one of the best, dude. I can't wait to go back and rewatch that one. Just because taking it in his list, that director, James Mangold, actually has a great filmography. It's like you got Logan and then Walk the Line. I've been thinking about that one a lot as well.
I didn't know he directed that.
Yeah, I know, right? It's so different, though. So I've been taking that in kind of recently. I'm like, dude, yeah, he did that. I love that movie. Yeah, I watched it a lot growing up, and I'm like, wow, a lot of that really holds up as a great biopic. Mm-hmm. And I just love watching Joaquin Phoenix just be chaotic, and that has a lot of, I think that's what really got me into his chaotic sort of acting in a lot of ways. Just a lot of moments of him just kind of losing his shit, just kind of going over the top in every sense, but just really magnetic. It's just really energetic and kind of inspiring the way that Joaquin Phoenix holds himself as a rock star in that movie. 2005. Yeah,
2000s, man.
Yeah, 2000s, man. He rocked it with the biopics, and that was just one of the best. And then he also did A Complete Unknown. That was that recent Bob Dylan biopic with Timothy Chalamet as Bob Dylan.
That
was a really good one. I really love that. Yeah, I don't know if I'd rewatch it as much as the many Dylan documentaries out there, but it's entertaining just kind of watching it. It's basically just about his rise to fame.
Okay.
Just kind of watch him shuffle around New York City, just kind of rising up to being this big time musician.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, super cool movie, dude. I really like that a lot. Yeah, then just looking on Hugh Jackman also, I kind of forgot he was in The Prestige also. He had a moment. That was another great movie. That's one of my favorite Nolan movies looking back.
Yeah, I need to rewatch this one. I've seen it a long time ago.
Dude, I know. I was with you. I always liked it just fine growing up. I know it's like with age, it's like, dude, there's nothing wrong with this movie. I'm like, this is uniquely an amazing movie about magicians and just kind of going, a story that kind of goes insane along the way.
Right.
Like that was really a good suspense fest. But yeah, I was just looking at Hugh Jackman. I forgot he did Happy Feet as well.
Yeah,
dude, I need to see Happy Feet.
I watched a little bit of it not too long ago. Yeah. But yeah, he plays one of the dad penguins, and he has got like a Elvis kind of accent, Elvis-like accent. It's funny.
That's funny. What's your take on Deadpool? Are you a fan of the Deadpool movies?
Deadpool was like one of those things where when he first came out, I was really loving the movies and everything about the character. But then I think by the time like Deadpool Wolverine has been out, and after seeing it, I'm kind of like, I kind of get over the character a little bit because it's just nonstop gag. It's nonstop like commentating and stuff like that. He's a very loud, eccentric character and just goofball. And Ryan Reynolds is Deadpool. Like, I couldn't see anyone else playing Deadpool. Overall, very cool character, very fun character. The movies are pretty good in general. But, I don't need to take in too much Deadpool.
I was literally going to say, I think one time's enough, kind of. I don't know, there's something about it. It's kind of a one, maybe contrast to other superheroes, maybe a little one note for me, but I see the value. I can see why it would mean a lot to all.
Yeah.
I don't think for me, I don't know if that was fully my kind of, I don't know if that's fully for me in a sense. Yeah, I kind of feel that way too.
Yeah.
I think it's just a one note. It's like, okay, I've seen it, I've been through it. I just don't know if I played on a level, feel like I need it again.
Because like I remember seeing the first movie and I loved it because I was like, oh wow, they really did it right. And then I tried watching it again, like maybe a couple years later, and I was just like, this wasn't as fun as it was the first time. And then, like, even when it replays somewhere, I'm like, I'm not really interested in rewatching it. I'm like, maybe one day I'll watch it again for what it is. But yeah, it's one time's enough for me with Deadpool for the most part. Like, obviously, if he pops up somewhere along the way in Avengers Doomsday or something, I'm going to be like, yo, wow, Deadpool, it's going to be great. But like, I'm not like, I don't need to really like watch all the Deadpool stuff like consistently.
Same.
You know,
I think
so.
I've got my dose of it. I think.
Yeah, like I know what he's about. Yeah, he's
know.
fun. You
yeah,
know.
I get the idea, kind of thing.
Yeah, if he pops up every once in a while, that's cool. But I'm not like
I'm not reaching for it.
Yeah, I don't need a Deadpool 4. You know, like I really don't.
Yeah,
so.
no, that doesn't need to exist. I think it's all been done.
Yeah,
it's all been said and done with him.
Yeah, no, but. Yeah, man. I guess that's time. We're an hour 28 now.
Oh, sweet. Yeah, we got it, bro.
Yeah, we were
Right
running.
on.
We were
Right
running.
on.
So,
Good energy, bro.
Good stuff, man. Real good stuff.
Yeah, that was great stuff.
So, I'm glad we got to do this.
Yeah, just in time in the movie where you just paced it right whenever they're about to destroy the ring. They just got some of the mission, literally. So that was actually a perfect conclusion.
Yeah, right
I was
on.
kind of aiming for that.
Cool. Hell yeah.
Right when that happens.
Yeah, good stuff here.
Yeah,
well, we appreciate everyone checking us out. Real to Real, thanks for listening, y'all. And I guess we'll kind of see what this next week brings us.
Yep.
And see what else we got.
See where we go from here.
See
Yeah.
what else we got.
In,
a lot of things are in the air. It's been the weather has really kind of slowed things down.
That snow, man.
Yeah,
it's just been everywhere. It's been slick, dude.
Yeah.
It's funny. This shot in Lord of the Rings reminds me a lot of Elf. Remember that movie Elf? Whenever like a buddy, Will Ferrell's like walking through like the mountains, and it's like the exact same thing in this movie. I'm realizing. I think that's pretty funny.
That's cool.
It had to be intentional.
That's fun.
But
all right, right on. Well, we'll see you guys next time.
Until next time.
Thank you very much.
Thanks for tuning in, everybody.